Hi, welcome back to BBQTalk.ca's second in the series of barbecue how-to videos. My name is Harvey, aka BBQ, on our web forum, and today I'd like to welcome you. We're going to be doing some sausage grinding and blending and stuffing to give you an idea that it's not that hard of a task to take care of. Today's sausage we're going to do is Bratwurst, and that's made out of a pork butt. This is one of the same things that we use when we're cooking pulled pork that you've heard so infamously referred to in the States. It's the pork shoulder. There's part of the picnic, there's part of the butt. This one in particular is a butt, and you can see it's been well trimmed to fat on the top. It's a very fatty piece, which again is great for sausage. We use these for the pulled pork sausages. Cottage roll. I don't know if you guys have heard of cottage roll. Up here in Canada it's been referred to as cottage roll or boiled meat. What they do is they bone this piece of meat, pickle it for almost a week at a time, and then it's wrapped in netting, and it is the sweetest, most tender, fall apart piece of meat that you've had. Anyway, today we've got a bone-in butt. It's already been trimmed for the most part, especially with these brats. We want a little bit of fat, we want some lean content, so we're basically going to leave it that way. But what we're going to do is we're going to debone it and get rid of the scraps. Then we're going to put it in chunks, and we're going to grind it, and we're going to go through the process of making sausage for you. So right now we'll start and debone, and once we get that all done, then we'll blend up our spices. Okay, now we've got our pork butt all boned. We've cut her into cubes, which will make grinding in this particular machine a little bit easier. We're going to want to know how much weight we've got first. You have to add a certain percentage of cure, whether it be tender quick or Prague powder, ready cure, whatever. What's very important is knowing how much meat that we've got, and that'll determine exactly how much cure we're going to add. The cure we get it right from our butcher, who just happens to be my best friend. The butt that we're using today is the same one that I would serve to an elegant wedding party or a competition. There's no difference in what this meat is compared to what I do for those, and that's because of a good quality butcher, and I can't say enough about him. Okay, our weight is exactly 5 pounds, so that's good. The cure that we're going to use is from our butcher, and it calls for roughly a 1.5 to 2% of cure in that. We don't use any salt. The cure has the salt in it. With 5 pounds we'll use about 1 teaspoon, which we'll put in here later. So right now we're going to take it and we're going to start grinding up our meat. That back. Old-fashioned hand grinder. This one's been in the family for decades and decades. It was actually said it's made in Czechoslovakia, so I don't know if we've got anybody out there from Czechoslovakia. Maybe you recognize it. If not, they're a popular grinder. Stuff your sausage in. We've got a bigger wheel. We're going to grind this twice because we're making a bratwurst, and I want a really fine texture. I want it somewhat like bologna when it's done. Depending on what your preferences are and what sausage you're making, you may want to start out with a smaller wheel. You may want to only grind once. You may want to grind a couple of times. It's all a matter of preference. Whoops, maybe we're not tied down quite tight enough. And as you can see now, she's starting to come through. Okay, you can see the texture. That's a good sausage texture right there. We're going to fine grind it even more than that. Okay, I've just ground it, the 5 pounds through the coarse ring, and this is about the consistency that we would use for a regular sausage, a barbecue sausage, or similar to a Johnsonville brat type sausage, just for familiarity's sake. I've changed out the rings. We're going to go with a much smaller ring now, and we're going to kind of emulsify this through one more time. Then we'll blend it with the spices and we'll start stuffing. Okay, we're back. We've done our second grinding down to a nice, even, smooth consistency. Now we're going to blend it with our spices and mix everything together. And our spices are pretty simple for this. We've got some sugar, some coriander, some sage, some cayenne, some freshly ground rosemary. We've got mustard and pepper and some nutmeg. And now we're going to also add in our cure based on our 5 pounds. So I just got to get my change of gloves here. I don't want to contaminate the cure. And I believe for this we said we were going to use a 1.5 to 2% solution, which at 5 pounds will make this 1 tablespoon of our cure. Now we don't use salt because the cure contains salt. And we'll put this cure in our mixing bowl and add our other spices. And we'll give it all a quick mix together, make sure it's well blended. You want the flavors to go throughout the sausage. You don't want to hit any top pockets of coriander, especially cayenne or pepper. Throw the company off a little bit. Okay, so we've got it pretty well blended there. Maybe a couple of lumps of the dried mustard powder, but we'll work that through the meat. Other than that, the colors are very consistent. Nothing coming out from the bottom. And this is where it gets fun. Even though some like to get their hands all in there and mess, I'm going to, for the sake of a serve safe course, make sure that I wear my gloves. So we'll put all this into a main bowl, something that we've got lots of room with that we can get right in there and toss. And that off. That out of the way. And now just a big blend. And blend and blend and blend until you don't see any more spices. No puddles on the bottom of your bowl. And then we'll get ready to stuff. Okay, we've just finished washing our casings. Our casings are all natural. We have, I'm going to have to take the gloves off for this because you can't slide it up. They've been rinsed and then filled from the inside with a burst of water, and what that does is it just makes it easier for sliding it on to the sausage stuffer here. And you bring it right to the end and then fill your casing. And we've got way more casing than what we're going to need here, but we're going to go ahead and fill that thing up anyway. Now you can get the synthetic casings. A little more rubbery. The natural, you know, it's our preference. We like it that way. It cooks up well. It browns nicely. Okay, and we've got it all loaded on there. And now it's time to stuff the sausage. Okay, even pressure. Hold it back just enough. If you get a little bit of air in it, that's okay. Okay. You can see that we're just about done finishing up stuffing our sausages. We're going to go on here. We've probably got another pound to finish up with these. And we're going to leave it in link form in a chain here. And all we're doing is we're pinching off and twisting, pinching and twisting, pinching and twisting to the desired length that you want. We usually like ours right around 6. And like I said, it's just a quick pinch and a twist. There's your sausages. Okay? Same thing. These ones are kind of going to a natural twist. I've been playing with them for a few minutes here. The thing about bratwurst, folks, is don't boil it. Simmer a little bit in beer, brown it on your grill. It's a German sausage. It's not meant for boiling. Any kind of beer, doesn't matter. One or two words about the Czechoslovakian stuffer. If you see it in the store, walk right by it. It was a little more work than what we had remembered it being from the last time. There's a lot of good stuffers out there, electric ones. It did its job, but you need more than 1-2 beers after you're done with it anyway. Thanks for watching. Stop by to our forum. It's BBQTalk.ca. That's BBQTalk.ca. We'll have the full recipe detailed there for you. Upcoming in this series, we're going to do slow cooked pulled pork. We're going to do some briskets, some big blade 30-pound chuck roasts. Stop in and say hi, introduce yourself, and check out the forums. Thank you and have a great day.